Hi guys, so I'm starting my new video here. I know if you find this video, you would know I had a previous YouTube channel, but this one is a new one, so that's gonna be fun. Today I'm doing a foster care Q&A. So if you keep seeing me look down, I'm looking at my little notepad here. I did a poll on a couple of different social media websites, and they came up with a bunch of different questions. So wrote those down, and I kind of took a little bit of notes of what I was going to say. Some of them I just have the question down and I'm going to wing it. But yeah, so here's my foster care Q&A. So first question I got was, what can foster parents do in the first 1 to 2 weeks of a new placement to make the kiddo feel more comfortable? That's a very good question. For me, I feel like touring the home, being able to see like the home, the different places in the home, all that kind of stuff, that would help. Also, for me, this one wouldn't help me, but I know for other youth, like, this was a big thing, like, sorry, help put stuff away. So if they do have bags, help put them away, help put clothes away or whatever, help them hang things up. It's time for you guys to be in the same room and not technically have to talk to each other, but you could, you know, get to know each other silently. I don't know. Have the room be clean. Don't have like things on their bed. Don't, you know, if you have them sharing a room with a different foster kid, or if it's your biological, if you're a first-time foster parent and you have your own kids, or you don't have any kids, just have the room clean. Don't have things in that room. Make it look like it's, you know, their own. You don't have a bunch of your own stuff in it. Going on a shopping trip, and when I say that, I don't mean technically like go clothes shopping or whatever, unless like they don't have clothes, then please take them clothes shopping. Even if it's just like a couple of pairs of clothes, and you wash clothes like every other day for them so that they have a pair of clothes or whatever. I mean, like food shopping trips. So go on a shopping trip, figure out what they like, get to know them a little bit, just food shopping. Like, what kind of food do they like? What do they really like, you know, go for food-wise, and maybe you'll get to know some of their interests while shopping, like while they're picking out food. Like, ask a couple questions like, what's your favorite hobby? Like, is there anything we could do to, like, on a fun trip on like a weekend or whatever, and like go hiking with them, or, you know, go see like waterfalls if you're close to a place that has like waterfall or anything, or like a small hiking trip, or I don't know, what if they like shopping? Go shopping with them and have that as like a shopping trip. Or like go to a chocolate shop, and or like a coffee shop, and get to know them that way. Like, just get to know the kid, honestly. Town tour. Let them see different places in the town. Like, I know it's a big worry sometimes, and I'll get into this later in the video, but kids can be runaways. Like, but, I mean, if they're gonna be a runaway, at least let them know of places they can run away to. Like, so that it's safer for them, and they're not just, like, you know, getting caught by a sex trafficker and getting sex trafficked. Maybe, like, show them where their school's gonna be, and, like, fun things to do around them, like go to a park or whatever. See if there's, like, any communities, like LGBTQ communities, that they can, like, go and be part of, like, a group there, support group, that kind of stuff. The next question I got was, how would I introduce my foster kid if I'm out in public? And I love that question because it has been a huge issue for me. I hated when I was introduced as the foster daughter. Like, and some foster parents had, like, other foster kids, but I was known as the foster daughter. So, kind of hurtful, especially if you don't want people to know that you're foster kid. So I put down, this is one I took notes on, depends on the kid. Maybe have a sit down with them and talk to them, be like, hey, I just want to make this the most comfortable for you, so how can I introduce you when we're out in public, because I'm going to get questions and I know that. So how can I introduce you? And again, depends on the kid. Talk to them, maybe suggest, can I introduce you as my son or daughter? And I mean, at first it might be especially awkward for them because they're like, I just got to your home and you want to introduce me as your kid. But I can tell you, you might get some angry kids, like, if you ask that. But it will give them that open mind of, like, once I am comfortable, they're comfortable introducing me as their kid. Like, they want me here. And so, I guess that gives them a little sense of security. And also, say, like, but also, if, like, that's uncomfortable, we can introduce you as our foster kid, but I know some kids, to them, it would be hard. So you can also suggest maybe just introducing them as their name. Like, hey, this is, I don't know, I'm trying to come up with a name. Margaret. I don't know. This is Margaret. This is Mandy, whatever. So it just leaves you, I guess, at your name. The next question I got is, how involved should I be in my kids' schooling? Should I be involved just by volunteering or just from home? So that's a good question too. I think it depends on your kid's age. Personally, I think it really depends on your kid's age. If you're already involved in the school, just stay involved. Don't, like, stop because you get a foster kid. But also, I think it'd be smart to, again, talk to your youth, figure out what they prefer. But I think it'd be a good idea because it helps teachers understand, like, this kid is going to be going through a hard time because they're in care. And I mean, the other kids at the school don't really need to know, like, hey, this kid's a foster kid, be nice to them. Like, no, we don't want to stand out. Don't do that. But the teachers, let them know that, hey, this is a foster kid. They're going to be going through some tough times. Like, I don't know. It'd help. How were you best supported? What could have been better? So I think they're asking about foster parents, maybe? Because I also got asked a caseworker one. So I'm just going to go with foster parents. Sorry, my little shot pen, if you keep seeing me play around with that. I fidget a lot. I think I didn't really have very much support. And I know if any of my foster parents see this, they're going to be like, I supported you. But, like, honestly, they may have supported me, but they didn't support me in, like, a helpful way. So, I guess I'm going to kind of switch their question around. How were you best supported in a helpful way, and what could have been better to support you to your expectations, I guess. Honestly, be proud of me. Be proud of a C, because A's and B's may be like the worst thing for a foster youth, because all they want is to get F's and get the hell out of there. But for me, I was a kid who, saw grades like 98% was like getting low for me. So I don't know. It depends on the kid, but just be proud of them for the hard work that they're doing. Recognize them if they have got accepted into a choir or whatever. Appreciate the hard work. Go to their extracurriculars. So if they have a choir concert, if they are doing sports, go to I don't care if you like sports or not. Act until you learn to like them. I don't care if you don't like band or choir or whatever. Act until you learn to like it. Because these kids don't have parents. You are their parent. So try to act like it, I guess. I don't know. Be involved. If they're LGBTQ+, support that. Even if you don't like it, support it. Don't tell them that, oh, hey, this is just a phase. No. If it ends up being a phase, then so be it. But if it's not, you just told this kid that it's going to be a phase, and it's going to hurt them a lot. So, I'm reaching forward, and it does. Anyways. Oh. I lost my pen. Okay. Again, I'm gonna bring up the shopping drive kind of stuff. I don't know. I wasn't really supported very well, so I'm not sure about this question. I guess my expectation would have just been to be supported in who I was and whatever. Yeah, so this is the caseworker one. How can caseworkers support you on your journey? So I'm going to bring up my caseworkers. I'm not going to say their actual names just because I don't want other youth to be she had this caseworker. I'm going to try to figure out who this is, because I don't want people to be stalking my caseworkers, I guess. So I'm just going to say this now. I was hella lucky. Most kids have 17 different caseworkers, and I said 17 because you'll understand 17 later. But I didn't. I had 3 or 4, I don't know if you would count 4, caseworkers, so I'm lucky. Especially because caseworkers get drained and then they leave their job, or the youth gets switched caseworkers a bunch just because the caseworkers load keeps switching caseload. So, yeah. So, my first caseworker technically was a transition caseworker, I think that's what this is called. But all she did was take me out of my home, and then yeah, she just took me out of my home, and then I didn't really see her ever again. So I don't really count her as a caseworker. She wasn't a permanency caseworker, so it doesn't really matter, and I'll explain what a permanency caseworker is later. So I'm going to count my first caseworker as my first permanency caseworker. So she's technically my second, but she's my first in my mind. So her name's going to be Catherine. And I had her as my caseworker for almost 5 years. So she stuck with me for a long time. So I'm going to say the main things with her she was very supportive. She was easy to get a hold of. When I emailed her, I always had an email back. When I texted her, I always had a text back, like, within an hour at the most. And when I got transitioned homes, she would come, she would do, like, late night, like, check-in kind of stuff sometimes. Sorry. Say hello to my service dog lady. Hi, mamas. So, she would do, like, some, I guess, late night check-ins. Oh, okay, she's dead. So, like, she'd come over, like, after her shift at, like, 7 o'clock and do, like, check-ins at that time. So, sometimes she'd stay till, like, 10 o'clock at night at my house. And she had a family. She had kids. So, it's not like she had nothing else to do with her life and she's just going back to an apartment alone. Like, she had family and kids, but she still did this for me. So, that was... No, I'm just gonna fling things around. And you're gonna... Sorry. So, yeah, she had kids. She had people. But she still did it. She still stuck with me. Also, she came from, like, being in, I think, the military, and then she became a parole officer, and then she became a caseworker. So, I think that's what kind of made her, like, actually communicate, because, she fell asleep. Because she had to in her other jobs. Also, I can tell you, she did not have a light caseload. So, yeah. But, yeah, she communicated. That was a big thing for me. Also, she was like my mom. Like, she was like an actual mom to me. Like, she would scold me when I didn't do smart things. She would get on my ass. But she was also there to say, I'm proud of you when I didn't have... little foot kicking. When I didn't have anybody else. So... Even when I did have people, I didn't really have people and care, but pretty much saying, like, she was there no matter what. And then my second caseworker, I'm gonna name her Beth. No, Bethany. We're gonna name her Bethany. For her, it was, I guess, kind of the opposite of my last caseworker. She was hard to get a hold of. And also I didn't have a caseworker for like 5 months in between my first caseworker to my second caseworker, so that was also hell, because they're like the ones who do everything for you, even though you're in a foster home, like they're the ones who give you permission for everything. So yeah, that was shit. But she was hard to get a hold of, mostly because she said she had a heavy caseload. I only had her for 2 years, so it wasn't like I dealt with her for a really long time. She didn't show that she cared very well. She wasn't like the nurturing kind of person. But I knew she cared. I knew that she was like there. It was just hard for her to be there, like present, I guess. And she was supportive. She was there when I needed her. She would come around. Third caseworker, I don't know who they are yet, because I just, like, last week, not even last week. Yes, last week, lost so it's Saturday today. I lost my caseworker last Friday, so 8 days ago. So I don't know who my new caseworker is. They haven't got a hold of me, anything. So yeah. My next question is pretty much it's like guessing like my experience in foster care. So first question was, how old were you when you entered foster care? So that's a little confusing, and because I've been in foster care twice now. So I'm just gonna say I was 18 months old the first time, and then 13 the second time. And I'll explain that later, a little bit later. How does it feel being a foster kid? It's hard. Honestly, it's hard because there are a lot of stereotypes out there that just aren't true. Like, sorry guys. There's just a lot of stereotypes that, I mean, I guess they are true for some youth, but the stereotypes happen in the way that, like, I don't know, they happen in the way of, like, yes, these are things that other foster youth did, but that's not all of us. We're not every single foster youth out there. So, yeah. So how does it feel being a foster youth? Oh, we're doing gymnastics over here. It's hard. It comes with positives, like help with paying for college and all that kind of stuff, but also, I mean, that's if you were still in care when you're 16 or were adopted out of care or something by the age of 16, at the age of 16, I don't know, someone was 16. But it also comes with a lot of hardships, like, I don't know, this is actually really hard to answer. I thought it would be, like, the easiest question, and it's not. Being switched homes a lot, being, like, when people find out you're a foster youth, they automatically don't want to be your friend. They don't want to be around you. They don't care about you. I'm going to move my camera, so you're going to have to deal with that part. So sorry. I'm going to switch you up this way now, so that's going to be fun. Yeah. It's hard. Honestly. Life gets harder for you because you're switching homes a lot, you're switching schools a lot, caseworkers are switching, you don't have stability, so you don't have a sense of, like, I don't know, control when you're in care, and, like, you don't have a forever home right away. So, I don't know. Like, I guess this one could be answered going through the rest of the video. Maybe. Is it really bad like the movies? Misconceptions. Yeah, I guess that answers how does it feel being a foster kid, because you can imagine after I explain this one. Yeah, it is bad, like, being in the movies, at least for me. I know some foster kids, they just switch homes a lot because, I mean, being a foster kid, I wasn't like this, but I know a bunch of people who were like this. So, being in foster care, you don't have control, so you act out. And so that makes people not want you. But also, I mean, for me at least, I see it as, like, you should expect, when being a foster parent, you should expect going in and your life being turned upside down. Like, you can't go in and you can't save these kids. Like, it's just, that's not how life is. You don't just go in and you don't save these kids. Like, you can't do that. I'm sorry. It's not how life works. And I think a lot of foster parents think that they can just, go get a foster kid and be like, I'm going to save you. And us kids are going to be like, oh, yay, life is going to be better. No. We want to test your limits till you're done with life. Because we have what's called a honeymoon stage. And I think this is explained in like every single foster parenting class. Yet foster parents still become foster parents because they want to save these kids, and you can't. I'm sorry. We have too much trauma for that shit. You can't save us. You can love us, and we will get better over time. But, with that being said, there's the honeymoon stage. Where you get us and you're like, life is great. Like, these kids are like amazing. I don't know what these people were talking about in the foster parent class. Well, yeah, it's great until we feel like we can trust you, and then we let go. We let go of hiding everything. We let go of like hiding all of our trauma and everything, and we just let you see us. Let you see the demons that we fight with every day. And that's when we usually get rid of. Like we're just a messed up dog on the street. We get sent to a pound, which is the DHS office, and then they find us a new home, and a new home, and a new home. And it's just how it is. We don't have a forever home, because for us, the babies that go into foster care, yeah, easy to be adopted. Easy to find a forever home. Easy to find a home that wants them until they're 18 and wants them to be family, even if they aren't adopted. But you get to a kid that's 7 years old and has gone through trauma for so long that you don't want them. And if you think about it in this aspect, they're 7, 8, 9-year-old kids. They don't know any better. So, yeah, misconceptions, I guess in some cases, yes. In my case, I had foster parents who raped me. I had foster parents who were verbally, physically, emotionally abusive, neglectful, all of that stuff. In some other cases, it's just kids are moved a lot. But in my case, I got the sharp end of the stick. So, yeah, I don't really see it as misconceptions from movies. Other foster youth might. It's a matter of your experience and care. So that's a hard question to answer, because yes and no. I don't know. How many homes have you been in? I've been in 17 different homes. And I'm going to explain this now. Like I said earlier, when I said that some kids act out and I'm not one of them, I didn't act out. I wasn't one of the kids who did horrible things. When I turned 18, I went out and I got a tattoo. Like, that tattoo, I still have. I don't regret it, ever. You look at me, I have piercings. I have 3 on each ear over here. I have my cartilage pierced. Oh, I'm going to turn that. I have my nose pierced. I have my belly button pierced. I have a tattoo on my ribs. It's not like I, go out and I do, stupid things. I have a job. It's not like I go out and get, a shit ton of piercings. I've had... all of these piercings are actually done myself. So, I didn't go out and I didn't, get anything pierced or anything. So... it was affordable. It's not like I'm wasting money. But those are the acting out things I did. I mean, yeah, I did drugs when I was in foster care, but that's the only thing I could turn to because I didn't have foster parents to turn to because none of them were trustworthy. I mean, they were abusive, physically, emotionally, sexually, all of that. So I didn't have foster parents to turn to, so I did go to drugs. I no longer do drugs, thank God. But yeah, yeah, that happened. Yeah, so I wasn't one of the kids who act out. I would self-harm instead of acting out. I didn't go out and I didn't throw plates on the ground. I didn't, like, throw temper tantrums or anything. I put it on myself instead of others. So, yeah, that's, I guess, I didn't really act out. That's how I explain it. Did you ever wish you could go back to your biological family? Another very, very hard question to answer. Hard question to answer because my biological family I didn't have past 18 months old. So earlier when I said I've been in care twice, here that comes out. I was put in care at 18 months old, adopted at 2.5 after being in foster care for however long that was. I don't know, I don't want to do math right now. So I was put in care 18 months old. So I'd be, yeah, here I am doing math after I said I don't want to. That'd be a year and 6 months old, and I was adopted at 2.5. So I was in foster care for a year, and then adopted. And then I was with this adoptive family. I was only adopted because I have 2 older siblings. I don't know if I want to say their names or not. No, I'm not going to hide my siblings' names. My brother, Steven, and then my sister at the time, Chloe. Name has switched to a different name. I'm not going to say that, though, because I think that's just not my right to say. So, yeah. And then I had 2 adoptive siblings. I don't really see them as my siblings because the oldest, so age-wise, there's the 2 ones I call adoptive siblings or whatever they are to me. I don't know. They're not really my siblings to me. And then my 2 biological were younger than them. So the 2 adoptive, the first one, I didn't know him till, I don't know, like 7 years old. I didn't even like remember him. Because he was in the Army, Navy. I don't even know what he does, actually. Air Force, I think, maybe. I don't know. But I barely even saw him. I saw him, like, every Christmas. Maybe. I think every other Christmas, probably. So I didn't really even see him. So he doesn't, I don't know. He's not really a sibling to me. I wish we had a closer relationship. If we did have a closer relationship, he probably would be, like, a really good sibling. I don't know. And then the other one, she was not a sibling at all to me. She tried to do, like, nice things, but, like, at the end of the day, when I went into foster care, she was the last supportive person I've ever, like, my freaking abusive parents, or in this case, adoptive parents, they're abusive. So I call them my abusive parents. They were more supportive than she was. So, whatever. But my 2 biological siblings, so it went the one in the Army, or Air Force, whatever, and then the sister, so adoptive brother, adoptive sister, and then biological brother, and then biological sister. And if if my biological brother and biological sister were still with the biological family, I'd probably go back to visit, maybe, but other than that, no. And I don't want to go back to the biological because they were worse than, like, my foster homes, and that's saying something. So, no, I don't wish I could ever go back to my biological or adoptive family. I love my biological dad. He's amazing. But I don't know biological mom or anything, and I honestly don't want to. What is foster care? So, foster care is when, for reasons that I don't know, for different reasons, the kids' parents are said that they can't take care of the kid. So some of the reasons are the parents are doing drugs and neglect the kids, they're abusive physically, mentally, emotionally, any of that. The kids can get taken away. They don't have a home, so the kids don't have a place to stay, and they're living on the streets. A bunch of different things. And I know sometimes it is that the parents can't handle the kids. Like, a kid has autism or something, and so they can't handle the kids, so the kids go into foster care. And I know a lot of people, like, they're like, oh, it's the kid's fault. No. It is 99.9% not the kid's fault. There's, like, that 1% where, like, the kid's just acting out and the parents are like, I don't know what to do with this kid. But that's a 0.1%. The rest, it is the parents' fault. The parents aren't doing their job. It's not the kid's fault that the parents leave and do drugs constantly. It's not the parents, it's not the kid's fault that the parents are hitting them. It's not the kid's fault. No. Not the kid's fault. So, yeah, that's foster care. Pretty much, the state says that, you know, this kid's not safe in the home that they're at, and for that reason, they need to get taken away. Do you live with anyone, and if so, are they nice? So, no. I live on my own up in Portland. It's, you know, not the safest place to live, but honestly, it's a place to stay. I'm happy. I'm healthy. I'm good. So no, I don't live with anyone. I'm happy not living with anyone, especially because I raised myself. Ooh, I got a message. Okay. I raised myself, so I don't know. I raised myself, so I didn't really need parents, and when people tried to parent me, I closed down because I didn't have any in the first place, so why would I need to parents now? And yeah, I entered care at 13, so you need parents, yes. Like, I couldn't have taken care of myself at 13 because I couldn't have got a job, but I didn't want people parenting me. Like, I can take care of myself, I can make my own food, I can do everything myself. All I need is a roof over my head right now. And when I turned 16, I automatically, right away, tried to get emancipated. Like, I don't know. I didn't want people parenting me. So, no. I don't live with anyone, but the people I lived with, I guess they were nice-ish. Sorry, there's stuff on my screen. They're nice-ish, but they all tried parenting me, so I didn't really like any of them. Is it hard not being with your real parents? No. No. It's not hard not being with my real parents. It's not hard not being with my biological parents. So, no. That was the easy question. I guess a little bit. The only thing that's hard, I know I never would wish to go back to them, but the only thing that I find, like, sorry, camera moving again. The only thing that I would actually, like, find hard was the fact that having caseworkers or being in care, like, caseworker sign everything for you. So if you want to go on a field trip, the caseworker has to sign for you. If you want to go out of the state, the caseworker has to sign it and get everything approved for you. It's a hassle in that aspect, and I'm sorry, you guys are moving a lot. Oh, lamp flew. It's hard in that aspect, but other than that, no, I would never wish to go back to them. Other than, having to get documents signed and everything. No, I would never wish to go back to them. So, yeah, that's a long video of my care story. But if you guys have any other questions, go ahead and comment. I will do another Q&A. If you want like more of a descriptive, like home by home kind of thing, I can do that. Whatever videos you guys want, I'll do. So just closing out right here. Like and subscribe, comment, and I will see you next time. Bye.